Hello everyone and welcome back to WWE Universe. I'm your host Jitch and you are watching the second to last Monday Night Raw before we move on to Season 3 after Extreme Rules in Alabama. Wade Barrett doing a open challenge for the European Championship here tonight. He's got to defend that championship in 13 days against Sheamus over on SmackDown, with huge implications for all of Raw. Because if Wade Barrett is to lose the European Championship at Extreme Rules to Sheamus, well, Raw can kiss goodbye the European Championship. Which will be yet another championship this brand has then lost. Currently without a world champion. We could really use some saving here on Monday nights. We're slowly being wiped. Oh! Slowly being wiped out, as here's our answer for the open challenge.
And introducing the challenger from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing 235 pounds, R-Truth.
Last week, R-Truth didn't exactly get the brightest of starts coming to Monday nights once again, as he and Booker lost a tag team match to the Disciples of Darkness. A very surprising upset loss that has led to the Disciples of Darkness being declared the top potential contenders for the World Tag Team Championship. Obviously, with the draft moving everything around, there's not a lot of teams, there's not a lot to go off of. So the Disciples, they've not done enough to prove that they deserve a tag title shot just yet. But here tonight, they will be going up against Kevin Nash and Vader in a tag team match, non-title. And if they can beat the Power Trip, the Disciples of Darkness will be the #1 contenders for the World Tag Team Championships. However, I have a funny feeling that just because they beat Truth and Booker, that doesn't mean they can beat two guys that are 10 times the size of them. 10 times might be a bit of an exaggeration, but Vader and Nash are definitely a lot bigger than the Disciples of Darkness. The Disciples of Darkness are kind of equal in height and stature to that of Rey Mysterio. They're some of the shortest superstars on all brands, as Nemesis is 5'9" and Jetstar is, I believe, 5'10" or 11. So they're not exactly the most favorable up against two guys that are nearing 7 foot. I'm glad he said that we're in Mobile Alabama. Alabama. I feel like Saria has watched the TV screen or something, because it's looking very bright. Driven to the ground. Back and forth competition between Wade Barrett and R-Truth to start things off. So far, we've got a Women's Championship match coming your way tonight, as, excuse me, yes, we've got a Women's Championship match coming up later on tonight, as Tiny Shiny is the #1 contender for Natalya following last week's 4-woman elimination matchup. As I said, there would be a Women's Championship match tonight on Raw. There absolutely will, believe it or not. I know, crazy. I said something will happen, and then it happened. Also to come tonight on Raw, main event, a one-on-one matchup between the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship, Randy Orton, and a former ally gone very bitter enemy, as we're still seeing, thanks to the draft. Cody Rhodes came back here to Monday nights, and it looks like his feud with Randy Orton has been reignited, as Randy Orton very specifically targeted, beat down, and defeated Cody Rhodes to become #1 contender last week. Well, Cody wants another shot at Randy tonight, one-on-one. No chairs, no weapons, none of that. Just a straight up one-on-one matchup. We'll see if Cody Rhodes can defeat the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship in our main event tonight. Batista will be facing off against Randy Orton at Extreme Rules, and Randy is basically Monday Night Raw's last hope to bring the World Heavyweight Championship back to Monday nights. It's going to be a real tough challenge for sure. There is some big news regarding the World Heavyweight Championship that could very much alter the main event at Extreme Rules for the World Heavyweight Championship, so we'll be sure to hear about that on SmackDown at the moment. Got to focus on both brands, as there's a lot of cross-promotional stuff at the moment. Obviously, Raw Lurking in the shadows, they've got a #1 contender for the light heavyweight championship. Rey Mysterio will be facing a mystery opponent at Extreme Rules. We don't know who this is, we don't know what's going down, but yeah, Rey is in for a interesting challenge as Raw tries to take the light heavyweight championship away.
Power of Wade Barrett.
Wade Barrett's laying into R-Truth right now. European champion got to show just how ready he is for Extreme Rules.
We're creating some great memories here on Monday Night Raw.
Surprised to see no sign of Booker T here tonight in the corner of R-Truth. I hope those two manage to stick together. Raw is the only brand right now that's got a thriving tag division of at least, I think, 4 or 5 teams. We've got the Power Trip, the Disciples of Darkness, the Core, sorry, we're not allowed to call them the Crew anymore. They've decided to abandon that name now that their leader Mark Henry's not with them. So Truth and Booker.
It's a big fight feel here in this arena. The WWE Universe hanging on every move.
That is every team. I was having a deep think about whether or not there was more, but that is all 4 teams. SmackDown is currently only home to 1 tag team, which is the tag team champions Edge and Christian, as well as the newly formatted team of Goldust and Yoshitatsu, who did defeat Edge and Christian in a non-title match this past Friday on SmackDown, whilst ECW is home to 2 tag teams in the Road Warriors and Team DZ. Although right now Dolph Ziggler is looking to be more in contention for the ECW championship. Wade Barrett is, I gotta say, I think he's been making fairly light work of R-Truth. And that is not the easiest thing for me to have to admit, as I feel like R-Truth was a very important pick for Monday nights. Ooh. That really did come out of nowhere. And Barrett is looking to end this main event match. I mean, sorry, this opening match. Everything's a main event now. Ooh! Wasteland on R-Truth. And that's it. Tough loss for R-Truth, but Wade Barrett picking up some much needed momentum before his collision with Sheamus at Extreme Rules. This is an important matchup at Extreme Rules for Wade Barrett as he gets to fully leave the United Kingdom behind him. He will be completely past that chapter of his career following Extreme Rules as Sheamus and Drew McIntyre headed to SmackDown, William Regal deciding to step back from the ring. Wade Barrett is his own man right now, and he could be doing great here on Monday Night Raw thanks to that. We'll find out, but right now Wade Barrett's still the European champion as we move towards our next match tonight. Tag team action, the Disciples of Darkness up against the World Tag Team Champions, the Power Trip, in a non-title match.
The following tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. Approaching the ring, Nightmare and Jack
Well, the Disciples of Darkness make their way to Raw. Still haven't updated their Titantron as usual. You know me, I don't like to do that. The Nemesis and Jetstar made their way here to Monday Night Raw last week when they defeated R-Truth and Booker T in a huge upset victory. These guys claim that they are on their road to finally winning Tag Team Championship gold because they're currently in the lead. You know, they have 1 tag team victory. There's no other tag teams currently picking up wins because they got the first one since the draft. Yeah, I guess I could see their point, but I don't think that they realize what they've signed up for. I mean, I'll tell you what, Jetstar has been... Oh, I forgot there's more. Yeah, Jetstar has been on a roll lately. He has been a lot more aggressive, a lot more successful. Could have won the Light Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. I mean, he had a match at WrestleMania, so a lot of superstars didn't, including his tag partner Nemesis. But here tonight, World Tag Team Championships are not on the line. but they very well could be next week if somehow the Disciples of Darkness can knock off the World Tag Team Champions. But I think you're going to be very surprised when you see the size difference in this matchup, because I will tell you now, the Disciples of Darkness I don't think have quite realized just how much danger they put themselves in. As first up we got Nemesis, the smaller of the two, up against Vader, who's definitely the broader but not the taller of the two with the power trip. Kevin Nash and Vader have really been one tag team that, you know, I never asked for, I never expected to see happen, but I can't tell you how glad I am that they did. The Nemesis has already gotten a little bit of control over— whoa! Over Vader. Don't underestimate these guys, I suppose, but, you know, this is your classic David and Goliath situation. You're looking at two absolute giants who have definitely dominated in the last kind of 6 months at least, and they are up against two guys who I want to say are on the rise, but aren't necessarily there just yet. Tag made to Jetstar as Nemesis now. Launches him across the ring onto Vader. Does connect. Kevin Nash mouthing off at ringside there as they seem to be able to take control of Vader. I don't think Vader is actually all that tall between him and Nash. I mean, that could just be WWE 12 in effect. I was doing superstar threads for all the characters in 13 because I'm trying to like have it just like ready so I can just immediately drop in. I think all I have to do now before it's completely ready is make Jetstar, Nemesis, and Tiny Shiny, and then it's all done. They're the final bit that's left to do now, because they take the longest, so I leave them for last, like a very responsible human being. Vader does not come up when you search. Oh, do I have to write Big Van Vader, maybe? Maybe that'll get him to come up. Yes, it did. He is Big Van Vader on Wikipedia. Cool. Oh god, he passed away, didn't he? I forgot about that. Oh, that's sad. 63, you know, it's not young, but it's not old. So I mean, at least he got to live a good life. How tall is he? 6'5". He is 6'5". I think Dan is actually 5'10", but we made his character a little bit taller. He was kind of supposed to be the big boy of the two of us, even though he's not actually that big. I think he's only like 6'2" or something. Kevin Nash, on the other hand, how tall actually is Kevin Nash? 6'10". Because they lie. They say a lot of people are 7 foot that actually aren't. They're just barely like underneath, but like they're not. You know, 2 inches can make a difference. My god, you see the size of Kevin Nash at ringside though compared to Nemesis, and you can definitely feel it. They gotta hope Kevin Nash doesn't get— I mean, height isn't everything. It doesn't immediately mean that they don't stand a chance, but physical stature does, and Kevin Nash, I would say, isn't in a much better physical condition than the two he's up against. Ugh. The Nightmare. Into the corner as Nemesis goes to make the tag to Vader, and he does. I mean, sorry, to Jetstar, and he does. Gotta say, the Disciples of Darkness have done well to isolate and wear down Vader so far. These first kind of almost 4 minutes of the match. It was about as 4 minutes into the match as Kevin Nash is 7 foot. And Jetstar is still in control. They seem to have a real ground and pound strategy going right now for the World Tag Team Champions. They're really trying to overwhelm Kevin Nash and Vader. I'd be surprised if the Power Trip's tag team title reign once again ended on its first defense. As I say, if the Disciples of Darkness defeat the Power Trip, you'd have to think that would put them in contention. Jesus, Nemesis, what? I mean, Jetstar, what? I don't think Nemesis has a single lifting move. I made sure of that, if I'm not mistaken. Oh wait, no, of course he does. That's his fucking finish. Sorry, I meant to say, I somehow mixed up lifting moves with punches. He doesn't have any punches. He's a very kick-based wrestler. Off the ropes, drop toe hold, elbow drop. Never seen that one before. And down goes Kevin Nash. That might be a mistake. You don't want to poke the bear. I will say, these first 5 minutes, this first quarter of the match's time limit, the Disciples of Darkness have looked very impressive. It's actually shocking me a little bit to see these guys do so well all of a sudden. Maybe returning to Raw was what they needed. They need a little time away to regroup and turn their careers around. It's really bugged me this whole season, like, since I moved to PS3, that I haven't done any face morphing for them. They are just default faces. Ooh, very impressive move by Jetstar. Nemesis knocking Nash off the ropes. Have they really just... No way. No way, okay. Vader has just been overwhelmed. I don't know what's happened. All I can guess is they walked into this one feeling a little bit too cocky, a little bit too confident, taking them too lightly, and it's backfired. That's all I could say to justify the way that Vader is getting absolutely... What? What did I just see?
Not fast enough.
Sometimes I forget how much of a cruiserweight Vader is. Then I remember his sky-shattering moonsault. And Vader charging over to Kevin Nash, but Jetstar able to stop that. They have kept Kevin Nash out of this match for almost 7 minutes. Just over 6 minutes, I should say.
He almost took his head off with that lariat.
And Vader very quickly ran over. Oh, Jetstar just about stopped Nash from coming in. They really don't want Nash in this match. I guess for as long as they've got him out, they stand a better chance of winning. I understand the strategy. Vader is over in the corner, and oh, Jetstar just about stopped him. He's really got to get him away from Kevin Nash's corner if he doesn't want the power trip to take complete control, as they're so afraid that Kevin Nash will do. Oh, Nash with a strike of his own. Vader, oh boy. That's a choke slam. And Jetstar got straight back up. And the fans are declaring that Vader sucks. Not very nice. Here we go, Tree of Woe. Jetstar, woo! Trying to apply a submission hold on Vader, trying to lure Kevin Nash in the ring. I don't know why the referee wasn't accepting any of those kicks from Nash as a break of the submission hold. Belly to belly flattens Jetstar as Vader tries to turn things around. Here we go, classic Vader move here. Crushes him. Will he tag out? He's thinking. He's thinking, will I tag out? Okay. Vader in a trance. He's still thinking. I think I've just realized why the Disciples of Darkness have been winning this match. Vader's not having a very good day. He's deep in thought. Looks over the arm of Nemesis as Vader charges into the corner of the power trip. But again, Nemesis making sure that Vader can't get that tag out to Kevin Nash. I think we've got such a fearsome set of tag team champions. Normally we'd see them absolutely floor anyone that sets foot in the ring with them, but right now I don't know what's happening. Vader's just getting beaten the hell out of. It's been almost half of the match's time limit of just Vader taking damage. Oh, big drop kick there. The heel kick, I should say. Not a drop kick. Nemesis off the ropes. Knee to the chest of Vader as one half of the tag team champions looks to be in serious trouble. Kevin Nash just charging in. I mean, he's completely fresh. Almost 10 straight minutes and Nash has not once entered the ring. Like, legally anyway. Sling Blade! Complete with a little hand motion.
And again he exits the ring.
Nemesis, look at... Oh, Nash with a big boot to the face of Nemesis. Just sending him off. And what is Vader going to do? Okay, nothing. Thank God for that. Kevin Nash has decided to take things into his own control there. Take matters into his own hands. I got there eventually. Just coming off like a bigger upset potential than Goldust and Tatsu. Oh, low blow by Nemesis. This is coming off as a bigger potential upset than Goldust and Tatsu beating Edge and Christian in a non-title match on SmackDown this past Friday. They got a tag title shot this Friday. We'll be interested to see how that one turns out. Oh my god, no way. Nemesis looking for his finishing move. Oh my god, he actually got it too. Jetstar has knocked Nash off the ropes. And the Disciples of Darkness just pinned the champions. What? That has got to be one of the biggest upset wins I have ever seen. You already said that they... Justin Roberts. Nemesis and Jetstar actually defeated Kevin Nash and Vader in a tag team match. They are now the #1 contenders for the World Tag Team Champions, and next week we could be calling those two champions. What? Well, Tiny Shiny has gotten a big opportunity here tonight to become two-time women's champion. All she's got to do is defeat Natalya one-on-one. Her look tonight is really reminding me of Daphne from TNA back in the day. I don't know why, it's just where I really need to fix their faces. Oh, it's bugging me so much. Why did I leave them default? Why did I leave them default? Why didn't I do face morphing? I'll leave it for now. I mean, there's only like 2 more times they could appear. 1, they're not going to be on Extreme Rules. It's just when I make them on 13, I will be sure to put a lot more effort into their designs. I want to make multiple attires for them as well, because Tiny Shiny we finally got, as you saw from the Superstar threads. We'll probably just use the same ones again in 13. Obviously I'll make sure to give her the correct haircut in every single one of them. At the moment I haven't fixed that, but again, there's only 2 episodes left where she could appear, like this one and next week's Raw. There's no room for an extra match from Raw at Extreme Rules, so like, I'll just live with it for now. It'd be really weird if, like, Tiny Shiny and the Disciples were some of the champions heading into the next season. I really don't know how I'd feel about that, I'll be completely honest. I want to be happy about it, but, like, it's more in my head. I'm always just, whenever they start winning, in my brain, I'm like, oh god, the comments. Oh no, here come the comments. They're all going to be fucking mad.
This one's one-on-one.
She just kicked Natalya and hurt her leg doing it. Sorry, I was thirsty. I think the microphone's been sounding a lot better in the last few episodes. I finally edited, oh, there goes Natalya's hair. I finally edited, you know like how I'm not even surprised by it anymore? Yes, I finally edited from episode 137? That doesn't sound right, hang on. 134 all the way through to 150 have finally been edited and rendered. I mean, obviously you'll be seeing them by now, but like, I took a couple days away from uploading episodes because I wanted to just work on them and get more like done in that regard. And setting up uploads can sometimes take a while, so I just kind of left it. So if you're wondering where they were kind of around Christmas Day-ish, that'd be why. They should be back. I could probably set up an upload or two today, being Christmas Eve, in case anyone's curious. And before anyone gets mad at me for recording on Christmas Eve, it's only like 9 in the morning. we don't really, like, me and Saria aren't seeing anyone. Obviously we can't this year anyway, but like, it's usually a pretty quiet day for us. We'll probably be streaming some Animal Crossing and stuff later on in the day anyway. Like, it's not like this sacred time where like we don't do anything but just lounge around, because we'd just be on our own anyway. So, you know, might as well carry on recording. There's still room to work. I mean, I probably won't record Christmas Day. Unless I wake up like really early or she wants to get more sleep, then I will, because, I mean, it'll be the morning and I won't have anything else to do. At the moment she's in bed. So why not? I say. I could be waking her up to let her know that Tiny Shiny's the new women's champion. I still can't believe there's only, what, 6 more episodes of Universe to record after this one, and then 12 is finally finished. At the moment, I'm hitting that point now where, like, because I'm setting up 13 on the side, I'm not wanting to take it out of the console. When I turn the PS3 on and I go to the disc and it says 13, I don't want to take it out now. We've officially hit that point now where it's just like, oh, do I have to? But there's not too many more of these. I mean, realistically, I do try to aim for 3 recordings a session, 3 episodes a session. So a Raw, an ECW, and a SmackDown. I try to do a week a sitting. So I'll probably be doing ECW and SmackDown in the same day that I'm doing this. And then, obviously, I might not Christmas Day. And then Boxing Day, I'll probably do another week. And then, like, I think I'm back at work on the 27th and the 28th. But then on the 29th, I'll probably do Extreme Rules. And then I'll probably be able to record, like, an episode of 13 before the year's over. Which would be pretty cool. But it's all probablys, I will admit. It's only really if I don't slip up. Whoa, Natalya's mouth is just wide open. She is just screaming out into the abyss. As if this game can even hold it together for another 6 more episodes. It's really breaking down at the moment. I say Natalya seems to be all over Tiny Shiny. I was really hoping for a more competitive match than this. But the women's champion really wants to keep hold of that championship. She definitely is tiny. Tiny Shiny definitely is tiny. I don't know how tall Natalya is, but there seems to be a real size difference in that ring. I think the only problem with the size differences in this game is it doesn't just make them taller, it makes them like really weirdly smaller, so it just looks like she's facing like an unrealistically smaller person. It's hard to explain. It doesn't look real. Let's see. How tall is Natalya? 5'5". Tiny Shiny is 5'2". So they really shouldn't be that different. I think Tiny Shiny is actually 5'3". Yeah, I don't know why they're so much more different then. There is actually a season where Tiny Shiny has to go. I completely forgot about this. 2K15. There is no female superstar. It's just men. So, because I think they only had... Originally, it was only 20 slots of Create Superstars. Because it was only really supposed to be for a few alternate attires for superstars. And, obviously, if you wanted some CAWs, you could. But I think it was mostly intended for my career anyway. I don't think they were really all that interested in, like... I mean, it was the first time on a new console, so they had to kind of start fresh. They couldn't just keep recycling the same engine. But yeah, there was... I think they did eventually patch it to 50. I will obviously be using all 50 Create a Superstar slots, barring the 2 for Jetstar and Nemesis, as... I'll be using those 50 slots pretty much just as alternate attires for certain people. But there will be a lot more people with repeat attires too. As Natalya is going in for the kill. We're nowhere near 2K15 anyway. And Tiny Shiny forced to tap out. That's a tough break. I really thought for a minute we were going to be seeing some... We're gonna see like the full set of homies as champions.
Winner and still the WWE Women's Champion, Natalya.
Well, Natalya is victorious. She is still the women's champion. Uh-oh. And here comes... What the hell? I don't know whether to allow this or not. I don't really know how to feel about this one. It kind of makes sense, but like, we're past this rivalry now. They're on separate brands. No.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Approaching the ring from Marietta, Georgia, weighing 223 pounds, Dashing Cody Rhodes.
Well, Cody Rhodes personally requested this to Raw General Manager Mr. McMahon. He said, "Randy really made a mockery of me last week. I did not appreciate that beatdown one bit. I want a one-on-one match with Randy tonight." So here we go. Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. The #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship, Randy Orton, up against Cody, who is obviously looking to one day be in contention for the World Heavyweight Championship as well. But obviously we may not even have the World Heavyweight Championship here on Raw. We may need a new World Championship. I really don't know what the future holds.
And his opponent from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing 245 pounds, Randy Orton.
Right now, if you're a fan of Monday Night Raw, if you're a member of the Raw locker room, whether you love or hate Randy Orton, you have to support him heading into Extreme Rules, because he is basically Monday Night's only hope to bring a championship back to Monday Night Raw. Still can't wait to hear what that big news is on SmackDown, what they're planning on doing. It'll be a very interesting situation, no doubt about that. Randy Orton set to go one-on-one with Cody Rhodes tonight, and in 13 days' time he meets Batista for the World Heavyweight Championship at Extreme Rules. Well, assuming SmackDown hasn't changed something on us. I don't know, the new general manager Jerry Lawler could be up to anything, really. Going to be an interesting matchup. Cody Rhodes requested that this be a standard one-on-one matchup. He doesn't want Randy just using a steel chair on him again. But you gotta respect the heart and guts behind Cody Rhodes wanting to face off against Randy Orton like this. Couldn't have been an easy thing to request, knowing what Randy is capable of. I definitely would say these guys have a lot of unfinished business, though, as Cody and Ted both took off to ECW shortly after SummerSlam last year.
What has to be going through that cold and calculating mind of Randy Orton, King?
I don't think we ever really got these two one-on-one with each other either.
It's almost like he's wrestling with thoughts inside his head, struggling to find out what he's going to do next. When to take it to the next level.
If you are just joining us, I don't know how you clicked on this video and got to like the 40-minute mark. That's very impressive.
What a slam by Orton. The Viper. Randy Orton is just unbalanced. There's nothing as terrifying as looking into the Viper's eyes.
Allowing Cody Rhodes an opening there. And Cody did not take it. He got straight back into the ring.
This is going to be. He almost took his head off with that lariat.
And he almost took his head off with that lariat. And as Cody keeps getting back up to his feet, Orton just keeps taking him down.
It's matches like this that make Monday Night Raw the hottest show on cable TV. Vicious shot to the lower back.
I must say, a championship match where the champion and the challenger are on two completely different brands is not the easiest thing to build up. two.
Almost sense a hesitation at times between these two guys. Do they want to win? Of course. But I don't think they're willing to allow it to cost their friendship. Oh, look out!
Randy. Oh, launches Cody Rhodes shoulder first into the ring post. Again, he takes him down. And again, there you go. Cody Rhodes finally striking back.
Voices in his head. It means trouble for his opponents. And he does it one more time.
Watch out here.
And the pain has to be shooting through his face.
Ooh.
Back and forth. How do these superstars keep doing it?
And Randy gets taken down.
Uh-oh. Is Cody making a believer out of you, Michael?
He is.
He is. He's definitely laying into Randy Orton right now. Very interested to see what happens tomorrow night on ECW as well. Not to hype up all the other shows, but we do have a tournament taking place on ECW. A very small four-man tournament, admittedly, but it's a series of matches. This Tuesday on ECW, you can look forward to a huge main event between Mark Henry and Stone Cold Steve Austin, in which the winner will face Dolph Ziggler next week in a #1 contenders match. Just 5 days before Extreme Rules, we'll find out who the #1 contender for Mick Foley's ECW Championship will be.
Things going on in that sadistic mind of his. What's Cody gonna do here?
Very slowly walk over and strike him. Ooh, I've seen that move before somewhere.
Look at the disdain in the eyes of the Viper.
Say Raw's felt like a very different place since we said goodbye to people like Batista and Brock Lesnar, as well as CM Punk, Edge. I feel like Raw really took a bit of a hit, but that being said, as Randy Orton is definitely our #1 hope right now.
He's done.
Orton, uh-oh, not even going for the RKO. I know exactly what he's thinking. Cody needs to move. This is not where you want to be. Oh, he got him too. Randy Orton with that punt kick across the face of Cody Rhodes. I don't know if anyone's ever kicked out of that. Orton made very, very light work of Cody here tonight. I'm not sure what made Cody want to face Orton, but that's a man who is ready to face off for the World Heavyweight Championship, no doubt about it. I'm so interested in seeing how things work out next Sunday at Extreme Rules as Randy Orton stands tall to close out Monday Night Raw. I'll see you guys tomorrow night on ECW.